Who is my desired self? Who is the person that I really want to be? What do I really want to do? How do I want my life to be? So I just needed isolation to just figure all of those things out. Hi. So today I'm gonna tell you why I moved to Texas. It was not planned at all. It was like one opportunity, take it or leave it. And you guys, you have to know when God gives you that opportunity. Like, it doesn't come often. You have to think quick on it. And it's one of those decisions where you're like, I really want to do this, but this, but that. I really want this, but you just letting all these different things come into play. I got on it. I had visited Texas, oh wow, a couple of times before I actually moved. But this time was different because I had a goal to get my apartment by June. I had a plan to visit Texas again in May, which would have been my third time. So me and my cousin drove, and it was 15 hours, but it was worth it to me because I knew that if I was going to move to Texas, it would be best if I already have my car here. Because if I flew, then I would have to find a way to get my car transported, and that would have just been extra expenses that I didn't want to have at the moment. So we drove the 15 hours. I got my apartment June 20th, which was 4 days before my birthday. So my birthday is June 24th, and my goal was to have it by my birthday. So God be working. You see how he gave me an opportunity. I took the opportunity and I got exactly what I wanted. I got exactly what I wanted before the date that I actually had scheduled, before the actual deadline. That was just amazing to me, honestly. And I was just so grateful. But the main reason why I moved to Texas, and this is something that always stuck with me, is that transformation requires isolation. Your environment, the people that you surround yourself with, and it could be out of your control. That has some type of effect on you. So for me, my environment, it wasn't bad, but I was just more motivated to become better, to be agile, to be open-minded, to try different things than the people that I was surrounded by. I wasn't into smoking all the time and drinking and all these things anymore. Like, I just wanted to be better. So when you're surrounded by people that's still doing the same things, and it's like you're trying to break out of that box, you're going to have to isolate yourself. And a lot of times when you're doing that, the people that grew up with you or the people that you have hung with before might see you as flip-floppy, or they might say that you're changing and you're trying to be bougie and you're doing all these other things, when in reality you're just trying to have a better life, and you know that sacrifice is what it takes sometimes. You can't be out partying and spending your money and then coming back and now you feel empty because you knew that that is not what your desired self, your true self, is actually about. I knew that I needed transformation. Of course, I do want to help my family and things of that nature, friends, but I cannot bring nobody up unless I am up. How can I pull you up and I'm still at the bottom with you? You know? So that's kind of how that works. I could have got my apartment in North Carolina, but then family and friends could have still visited me. They could have still came over, and it would have messed up my growth. Like, I needed real isolation. I was telling myself, like, I just want to be alone. I just want to be alone. Like, I don't want visitors right now. I don't want people calling me like, oh, Kaisa, can I come over? Kaisa, can I do this? I don't want that right now. I just want to be alone to figure out what am I going to do? What do I want? Who is my desired self? Who is the person that I really want to be? What do I really want to do? How do I want my life to be? So I just needed isolation to just figure all of those things out. Ever since I moved to Texas, I've gotten into routines. I've been going to the gym 4 to 5 times a week. I meditate, I journal, I read, I go on walks in the park. Like, I'm just being real in tuned into myself. And this is the reason why I moved. 15 hours is a long way. I could have just moved 3 hours. But I'm going to take it to the extreme. If I got to go, I got to go. And 3 hours, they could drive 3 hours, but to get to me, people got to fly. That's not really easy. Where they going to drive 15 hours, but that's not easy either because I was tired. But I really wanted to be alone. That's what my inner self was begging, to be alone. I just need to be alone with myself completely. And sometimes I do be like, dang, I wish I had this, or I wish I had some family out here. I do have my godmother, which is where I am right now at my godmother's house, but she stay a little bit away from me. If you know Texas, then you know Texas is pretty big and cities can be far from each other. One of my friends told me, I was telling her, I'm like, dang, I wish I had some friends. Like, I be getting bored sometimes. Sometimes I get lonely. Sometimes I don't want to talk to people on FaceTime because, my family and my friends, the only way I can talk to them is through FaceTime because they're still in North Carolina. So I'm like, I don't want to FaceTime people all the time. Sometimes I want in-person connections. And it's been a little difficult to actually venture out. Like, I've been just a little nervous. And she was just like, well, Nakaisa, it's probably just a you season. Don't think about it as if you're lacking something. You just moved to Texas, 15 hours away. You had the courage, you had the determination to drive, to know what you want and go after it. It's a you season. Just focus on you. And ever since then, I've been fine. I have been going to more social events and things of that nature. I'm just putting myself into rooms with like-minded people and getting myself out of my comfort zone, talking to people, learning how to be more of a conversationalist because that is one of my goals. So I've been reading and just actually going out, talking to people in the grocery store and things of that nature. And I feel better because I can be my authentic self. When you grow up in your hometown, it's like people that you were in middle school with, elementary school, high school, these people have already perceived you as being one way. So when you come off and they see you again as a certain way, they get to, oh, she wasn't like that in high school. She wasn't like that in middle school. And it's just like, I don't want that around me. I just want to feel comfortable being my authentic self. So having moved away and having the ability to just do that, and sometimes I do be nervous, but I'm like, these people don't know me. These people didn't grow up with me. Like, just be you. And that's the best thing that I ever did. Honestly, I'm so grateful that I moved to Texas. Is it where I see myself being for the rest of my life? Probably not. I would like to be near some water, beach or something. Like, I love warm weather. Texas is very warm and hot, but it's more of like a party city where I am in Houston, near the Houston area. And I'm not a party girl at all. I've never been that person that settles for a place. Now, if you like a place, then you like it. I'm very versatile, very spontaneous. So I like trying new things, going different places, adventuring out. Right now, I can see myself being here. I have already been here for almost a year, and it went by pretty fast. I'm just loving the journey. I'm loving the process, honestly. Remember this, transformation requires isolation. And now, if you have a good group of people around you, like-minded people, they all have goals, they're all doing things to better themselves, and that's different. But if you feel like you don't really fit in, like you don't really want to be around this crowd anymore, then venture out. Isolate yourself, and that's okay. People are going to have their judgments, but at the same time, what are they judging you about? Bettering yourself? Why would you even want to associate yourself with people that has a problem with you bettering yourself to begin with? Do you better yourself? Take opportunities that you know would be good for you when they come, because they might not always come back around, and invest in yourself. Invest in your mental health. Put time into yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Spend time with yourself. You don't always have to have your phone in your hand. Be bored. Be bored. And by be bored, that means that what ideas come to mind when you're not on your phone? When you're just sitting, being in a moment, just pay attention to your thoughts. Pay attention to what comes about. And also know when you have a great opportunity and when it aligns with your goals. That is why I moved to Texas. I just needed to get out. I needed to do better. I needed to be better. And I knew that transformation requires isolation.